Welcome to Roguecast, the official podcast of Rogues Gallery. We'll talk comics for the week, as well as whatever news is on our pop cultural radar. I'm Randy.
I'm Nick. This is Dave.
And now, on with the show.
Hello and welcome to the PSS era. That's the post-Superman
script
era.
Yeah.
I guess just PS. I was thinking post-script Superman, but yeah. PS, post-Superman works.
Yep.
That's what PS stands for from now on. Post-Superman.
That's true.
Post-Superman.
Yeah.
We live in the world after James Gunn's Superman, which you either really liked or you're wrong.
Is that right, Eddie?
That is correct.
Jumping out swinging.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we need some controversy.
I think Randy and I both have criticisms of the movie, but
I have small. It's not like my perfect Superman movie, but I really loved it. We're going to talk about it at the end of the episode.
For instance, why wasn't he more handsome?
Yes.
What are you talking about? Corn Sweat is...
He's a very handsome gentleman.
Sexy man.
He's okay.
My complaint, of course, is that I thought the blue in the costume was a little too azure.
Oh, yeah.
And not enough teal.
Yeah.
That was my big... And you know, guys, I've been hashtag teal for a long time. I've been talking about it for a while.
Yeah.
Do you want to go on a rant about the S? You want to, like a lot of people...
Oh, that's right. Some people don't like the S.
It's the weird S.
Well, I mean, the Zack Snyder bots
on it bothers me, and that's not something I believe Superman would be into.
Yeah, that's fair. Dave, you're always talking about kerning.
Yeah, that's my thing.
And everything, yeah. But anyway, yes, we will be talking about Superman. We all saw it. We all liked it.
Yep.
I've seen it twice already. Just the vagaries. This week is Star Trek: Strange New Worlds week.
Right.
Next week is Fantastic Four. So July is the month of hope.
Remind me of that. When is that?
17th. It's on Thursday.
It's on Thursday?
Oh, you mean Fantastic Four?
No, Strange New Worlds.
That's on Thursday.
Okay, well, now
everything good happens on Thursday.
Now I'm excited for Thursday this week.
Yep, Superman on Thursday, Fantastic Four on Thursday.
Is it just one episode, or are they doing?
I don't know. I watched a screener of the first two, and I don't know what it's like for the plebes.
Well, damn you, Dave. Were they good?
So he can't say he's under a DNR. So
I'm gonna say yes.
He's not affiliated with that podcast anymore.
That's right.
That's true.
We didn't have any DNRs in those days.
By the way, DNRs do not resuscitate. I don't know what I was thinking.
What's the word we're looking for?
It's a
non-disclosure.
Non-disclosure. NDA. DNR is something different.
Man, that would be weird to have to sign something like that for a podcast.
Look, he's like, if you watch if you talk, you die, and we're not bringing you back.
So I'm going to be honest.
Resurrection spell for
I was a little disappointed.
Oh, but here's the thing, Dave. And traditionally, I believe you always come a little disappointed at things you're hyped for.
That's kind of true, and especially true of actually Star Trek premieres and stuff. But I will say I sort of expected it because part of this is a second part to a big Gordon story.
Yep, which I know you're a big fan of.
Just they generally don't. I'm not liking the Gordon.
Too much Gordon.
They left you hanging for 2 years.
They did. They absolutely did. Yes. Yeah.
But I will say this without any spoilers that the second episode is like a more traditional standalone episode, and I did enjoy that one. But it's also one of these things where I need to kind of watch it. I was watching it in a Discord channel.
Yep.
And there's my friends, other people involved in the podcast are posting in the little side, in the comments, no talking, but they're posting, and it'd be just the thing where they'd be oh my god, it's Sarek, or whatever. But these are a bunch of people who have a bunch of Trek knowledge, so they're oh, it's just like episode 427, and all this.
Nerds.
And
they're wearing that costume wrong.
And initially, because I'm not on Discord very much, I was like, oh, there's a sound whenever there's a new comment, so it's like, blurp, 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 blurp. And so here's me during the first 5 minutes of the first episode, I'm Googling in a separate tab, how do you turn off the sound for in Discord during a watch-along? And I figured it out pretty quick and got that taken care of.
That does not sound like the optimal way of watching.
But yes, so I admit there was I feel like there's a few little technical snafus there. And I also just these days I really do like watching with subtitles on, especially in sci-fi and anything English and stuff like that for accents.
Also, Dave, did they once again fail to put in Finnegan Kirk's bully?
Yes.
See, I know that's gonna knock a star off.
It's a whole thing. They could do something with it anyway. But
fix the kerning and put in Kirk's bully.
Kerning and Kirk's.
Kerning and Kirk's bully.
And Kirk's parentheses bully. That's the song title version.
Yes.
Anyways, what were we going to do a podcast?
I think we were. I mean, at
Is this not
point,
the podcast? I thought it was.
this
We
point,
can
we're just
cut all
ranting.
of this. Just definitely cut this whole opening 10 minutes.
Well, as long as we're talking about stuff
okay.
that nobody cares about. Shout out to my fellow Game Changers fan. Game Changers did something super fun this week. They were like, hey, watch this as live as possible. You guys may even have seen this. There's been a lot of viral clips going around. Basically, they did an episode that was kind of their version of Shark Tank.
Okay.
And they pitched the most insane stuff because the winner of the episode...
Insane movies, products.
Oh, I'll explain. The winner was the person who went the most viral with their clip.
Okay.
So they did one that was absolutely aimed at the furries. They did one absolutely aimed at the ASMR crowd. They did one that had a guy covered in glue and peeling glue off him. Some weird fetish
I guess
content.
I have seen some of these clips then, and I didn't even know it.
I live in a
They did
weird
a-
algorithm world where I have not seen any of this.
They did.
I saw the glue thing, and it's probably not related, but I saw Sarah Silverman doing some
that's not it.
ASMR
That's
thing.
not it.
Okay.
But the two that are sort of winning right now, one is that Brennan Lee Mulligan, you guys know who Brennan Lee Mulligan is. He acted like he was quitting Dimension 20 to make custom artisanal American Girl shoes. And they made a video of him saying, "Hey gang, I'm leaving. We're on good terms." So they made that. And if you haven't watched the show in context, some people were freaking out. They're like, "Brendan's leaving. What's going on?" And the other one was Katie Maravich, who is one of the people on Dropout, who has been in exactly one episode of their D20 D&D stuff. Really doesn't know much about D&D. She was running a game of D&D for DMs Brendan Lee Mulligan and Matt Mercer, who she called Mark. And basically, it was someone running D&D who had no idea what D&D was. And the people, the DMs, were like, "What are you talking about?" It's hilariously fun if you can find it. Just look for Dimension 20 on a bus. It's like a little clip. It is hysterical.
Nice.
They also had a woman taste 3 of her friend's breast milk at a blind taste test, and she got them all right.
Oh, I don't like that.
There was some weird shit happening.
What?
Anyway.
I didn't know this was a kink creation show.
This show was definitely they were like, well, it's going to go viral? Kink stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, it was hilarious, and it is now everywhere. I'm in like a one of those shit posting groups for Game Changer, and they're all talking about it. If you're a Game Changer fan, that has been what your day has been so far.
Fair enough.
All right, for us, our All Ages Awesomeness was last weekend.
It was great.
Went very well. We had a lot of happy kids.
Yeah, if you came out, thank you for coming out, and we hope you got some cool stuff. Or
if you
had
didn't
a
come out,
kiddo,
we're watching you.
We should thank all of
or
our
that you had a kiddo who was got some cool stuff.
We should thank all of our artists. They did an amazing job.
Jesse Jordan, Joe Compton, Isaiah Broussard, and Andy Rutten.
Yep. I think they had a good time too.
They did.
They did. They had a great time. And a lot of cool art given away. You can see some of that on our Facebook page. We posted a lot of it.
Yep.
We still have the free owlbear stickers that Andy designed for us.
Yep.
And Andy also signed all our copies of Owly,
right,
the graphic novel. And these aren't just a little quick signature. He drew a sketch in each one of Owly, and there's different Owly friends in different volumes.
Yep.
So you can get multiple volumes and you'll get different images and stuff. It's very cool.
If you buy any Owly from Rogues right now, you're going to get a custom sketch inside it.
I recommend it. They're heartwarming little graphic novels for very young readers or the young at heart.
Yep.
And with kind of minimal dialogue, but very adorable and kind of heartfelt life lessons. It feels like there's kind of Frog and Toad, and I feel like this is just the next level.
I agree.
in readers.
Yeah.
But with there's a little bit of emotional nuance to it, and it's very sweet.
Yeah.
We also have an Owly plush now.
We do have an Owly plush. Those are out of print. So if you want an Owly plush animal, we have some of the only ones left.
Yep.
Rating challenge continues.
Yep.
We are well above our record for last year. Yep. You still got about less than a month, but not much less than to finish up.
Kids are brisk readers, though.
Yes.
What is it? 5 graphic novels? 3?
5 graphic novels.
Or is it 3?
5.
Okay. Oh, they can't do that. I'd like to see them try.
Dave is challenging you and thinks you will fail.
Yep.
Yep.
He will break you.
Yeah. If you come back with 4, I'll just laugh.
Dave is the bane of the reading challenge.
That's it. Well, these kids got to get knocked down a peg. They think they're so special. Anyway, I hear from a child psychologist say that you got to kind of knock him down a little bit.
Dave, that is not a child psychologist. That was a random man on the corner.
Oh, man.
Just because he had a pipe, that did not make him a
He
psychologist.
was wearing like this weird sign that did say child psychologist, although psychologist was backwards.
Yes. And on the flip side of the sign, it said, we'll work for food as a child psychologist. I don't think that guy was a child psychologist.
They
put the psycho in psychologist.
But he did have some interesting ideas on child rearing. So.
The word yeet was used a surprising amount.
Yeah, more do you think?
All right, I hope people aren't listening to this for their child rearing tips.
Sorry, kids.
I'm a fan of the word geek. It's a good word.
We are going to be, in a couple weeks, at the inaugural T-Fest, which is the board game and role-playing game convention.
Yep. What is that, Tabletop Fest?
No, it is Terry Fest. It is named for a guy who was in their game group. They used to do these like weekends, and he passed in 2017.
That's right, I did
and
hear
they
about
renamed
this.
it after him. So it is Terry Fest.
That's pretty cool.
It's an homage to their fallen comrade. They've been doing this for like a decade now. They're just it just kept expanding, and so now they're making
like,
an
what
actual convention.
if we did something bigger with this?
We will be out there from August 8th to 10th. The hours are long. It's like 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. on that Saturday. We will not be there the whole time. But we will be there like store hours if you want to come by, pick up a game or some other stuff. We don't know what we're bringing yet.
Right, but, expect to see probably dice, some mainstream games, some indie games, some
And of
board
course,
games.
Arm Wrestle Dave.
Yes. I pulled my shoulder recently, so I'm in a weakened state, and you've got a shot.
That's right.
This. You got a shot at the title?
Just use your other arm. It'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can Arm Wrestle Dave
In
for
that
bragging
case, you're
rights.
going down. Podcast listeners.
All right.
Designated.
So with no further ado,
Yes.
because we've had way too much ado,
Yeah.
it is a big week of comics. Before we get to that, there is a big week of games. We just got a ton of games in.
Oh, yeah. Hit me. What do we got?
So, Monster of the Week, the popular Supernatural Buffy style game.
This is the Apocalypse.
It's Apocalypse World based.
Yep.
Got 2 new books: Hunter's Journal and Slayer's Survival Kit.
Hunter's Journal, Slayer's Survival.
I don't know what's in those books. I haven't had a chance to look at them. We literally just got them, but
You know what? Hunter's Journal has got to be Supernatural. Slayer's Buffy.
Barbie, yeah.
And I know that these all cross overlap and they're not officially licensed, but broadly, I bet that's kind of the Supernatural one, and the other one's kind of the Buffy one.
I think you're probably correct. Then we got Savage Worlds, which has been out of print for a while.
That's pretty notable. Is it the main core book?
They have a new player's guide and something called the Player's Box.
Oh, nice.
You don't actually box. I mean, as a player, you might box.
Yeah.
Savage Worlds has that kind of vibe, but it is the Player's Box holds cards.
Okay.
So like in a lot of a lot of Savage Worlds uses cards for initiative.
Right. Savage Worlds is for people who don't know, a system neutral and kind of rules light, but somewhat a little bit more traditional. I would say a little like more like a rules light D&D, notably rules light D&D, as opposed to comparing it to like some of the indie games like Fate or something like that.
But it uses. Doesn't it use playing cards for initiative?
It's playing cards for initiative. The box
is that because it came out of what was that Western game?
Originally, yes.
Deadlands, yeah.
So this includes a wet dry erase advanced card, a card stand, a player's journal, fold-out combat options, and player status cards.
Okay, it sounds like they have amped up the card use,
Yes.
which I noticed there's a little bit of that in the Daggerheart, the one we played just recently and reported on last week.
Yep.
But yeah, that's big to have it back in again. I like having some more general type RPG systems for people who are coming into it and just wanting to try something different.
And then we have a board game called Scream. That is a spiritual sequel to a game called Scram, which I've never played.
Okay.
So you are campers. You foolishly unleash the powers of the Necronomicon.
Oopsie.
And your darkest cinematic nightmares are coming out of the woodwork. So it's basically you draw a card, play a card, or exchange cards from your hand. Scream has a bluffing mechanic where you can say Scream when you think you have the lowest score, and with the right timing, you win the game.
Okay,
So it's kind of fun. It's got really nice iconography. It's got little monster-looking cards and stuff like that. Little small board game, or a small card game.
Yeah, small card game.
We got Buffet Boss, which is a dexterity game I played at Dice Tower West this year.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a little curved plate, and you put fruits and vegetables and food and meat and all that kind of stuff. You're trying to stack it without it falling over.
That's
and the
fun.
person with the highest stack wins the round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm sorry, is this a literal stack that you're making?
Stack of wooden implements, yes.
Dexterity game.
Dexterity game.
That's fun.
It is fun. Warhammer Fantasy has two books out. The Warhammer Fantasy RPG,
Right.
The Dwarf Player's Guide.
Okay.
So Dwarf source book, and Deft Steps, Light Fingers, which is their Rogues Player's Guide.
Oh, that's cool.
And a good title. I like it.
Yeah.
We've got Munchkin Big Box, which is Munchkin and a bunch of expansions.
Is it meant to hold stuff?
Yes.
Or
But it comes with stuff.
okay. Sometimes those big boxes are mostly empty.
This comes with the main game, like 700 cards and 50 original cards.
Oh.
If you ever wanted to get into this is
In the
the
Munchkin,
box
go
for
big
you.
or go home.
We've got a Euro game, which was on a lot of people's lists, called Galileo Galilei,
Yeah.
which is a Euro-style game. You're an astronomer trying to discover new planets, unknown star systems, and build your telescope in the difficult age of obscurantism.
Okay. Yeah.
The look of this game looks really
It's very
cool.
pretty. This looks like a heavier game. I think it's weighted. What's the weight here? It's weighted 3
Is
of
this one of
5.
Is there any thematic in here about like Galileo's being opposed by the church and stuff like that?
Be wary of inquisitors, as they might arrive unwelcomed and ruin your fame in no time.
That would ruin your fame,
It would.
possibly your life.
Yes, being a subject of the Inquisition
Yeah.
can make you less famous.
But that sounds cool. Another kind of deeper game sounds good.
Yep. We got How to Save a World, which is not a co-op. It's a competitive game where you're working on different projects with a razor-thin chance of saving a world.
Okay.
You're a scientific researcher. You're not on Earth. You're playing on. It's an alien world. There's an asteroid coming towards you, and you're all trying to figure out how to stop the asteroid. It is also looks like It doesn't look like a heavy Euro game, but it's got a pretty heavy weight, so it seems like it may be kind of a complex game.
It sounds like an interesting theme to do.
Yeah.
If I know humans, that planet's doomed.
But Dave, they're not humans. They're Alaranians.
Oh, good. Whew,
They might be able
to
to
make it.
bound together,
That's pretty close to the name I think of the people that were Guinan's people in Star Trek. Alarians.
The planet is called Alaria, so maybe Alarians is correct.
Yeah.
Do you think it's about Guinan's secret Star Trek game?
It's a stealth. It's Guinan with the serial numbers filed off first.
And then we've got expansions for Santorini.
Yep.
Which is the game where you use different divine powers to build and climb towers.
Sorry, say that again.
Use different divine powers to build and climb towers.
Okay.
It is a
Traditional. I've heard a tower defense game. I don't know if tower climb
gods,
goes.
essentially.
Yeah.
You are was it the Greek gods or something like that? And you're sort of building. Well, there's a whole bunch of expansions. There's a full-on expansion, and then there's a bunch of little miniatures expansions where you get little minis.
Oh, cool. I do like a game where I'm a deity.
We got several games from 25th century games. They've done a bunch of good stuff. The ones we got that were new, in addition to a restock, were a game called Conserva, which is a solo game. Mm-hmm. Big Sur, where you're trying to build, I believe, like a good vacation kind of thing.
Yep.
Traveling along the Pacific Coast Highway, checking out scenery and landmarks.
That sounds cool.
And then the up to 8 players Wine Cellar, where you are competing sommeliers.
Interesting. This is a big week for games.
It's a big week for games. All 3 of these look really good. I think Wine Cellar is the one that most spoke to me. I'm curious about that one. That is Wine Cellar Cellar, not Wine Cellar Seller, even though a sommelier is technically a wine cellar.
Oh my god.
But you're very big into wine, so it makes sense.
I do love wine. I'm drinking a glass right now.
Brandy, that's a bottle.
Oh, whatever.
Glass. It's made of glass.
And then
That's
we
what he
got
tells himself.
We got 2 things that came from sort of crowdfunding campaigns. One is from a local creator called Peacekeeper. That's Piece, not Peace.
Okay.
Although I don't know, they're probably not warring. Like I'm going to keep spelling things this entire podcast. Anyway,
sure it won't get
Peacekeeper magnetic storage.
Yeah.
There are 3 different kinds. There's a bigger box. And there's a smaller box. They have little plastic dividers in them. And these are for game components.
Right. It looks like a little like a little small plastic box with sort of embedded, almost like the way you would see like a screw or something like that, a magnet.
Yeah. So there's and the magnets are very powerful.
They lock together.
They're locked together, and you can combine them. And they have these little lids, so you can combine like 3 or 4 of them and put a little box of them.
Yep. It's like you put a little slate on top that keeps them together. It's pretty cool.
It's a great way to put components in your board game, and then have them in a little tub, so you don't have to get them out of bags and stuff like that.
And because it's like that kind of customizable thing, you could you can sort of mix and match and expand it to the amount you need.
And you'll get so distracted during the game that will become its own game, and you can just play with Magnus the entire time.
You
know,
can.
people have that organization love.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
There was a guy who came in yesterday, and he picked up like multiples from the multiple different sizes because he was going to get organized.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I'm already thinking about putting them in some of my games.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's genius. Honestly,
yeah. It's a really good idea, and they're really neat. The other thing is Faster Purple Worm, Everybody Dies, Volume 1.
Yes.
This is based on the YouTube show Faster Purple Worm Kill Kill.
Yep.
Wasn't that hosted by Matthew Lillard?
It's Matthew Lillard's Beatles and Grimm, the sort of fancy.
Yeah.
This is a hardcover book. It is a D&D licensed book.
Yep.
There's even a special edition version, which has really cool...
It looks really cool.
Yeah. The special edition also comes with a map.
Yep.
There may be other stuff. I don't know. I don't remember.
The map was the obvious addition.
Yeah.
Though.
It's been a while.
I flipped through a copy. So it's like multiple adventures. From what Randy's told me, isn't this something where you play like low-level characters, like a first-level character, but encountering a beholder?
You play first-level characters. Yeah. And the bit is basically that, unlucky first-level characters who wind up going up against the biggest, most dangerous monsters in D&D. So, it's like Strahd is one of them.
No, do you just get like wiped, or like I feel like they must have built this into this that there's some shots against him. It's like, is Strahd standing? Is it like daylight? Like you can knock him out the window.
They have advantages for players and advantages for DMs in the Kickstarter campaign. The advantage for players: don't have to write long-term character build decisions. There should be fewer concerns about role-playing their character perfectly. There's a certain freedom to knowing your character is going to die, allowing the focus on how to make their actions and demise memorable and heroic in that single session.
Okay.
They say the DMs, your session is going to be a one-shot. You don't need to be stressed up with setting up long-term consistent storylines. And you can hand out magic items or boons that are much too powerful for first-level characters and not worry about campaign balance.
Okay, so that's one thing that might happen, though, is that they may have notably powerful gear.
I just want to be in the campaign, or the one-shot, as it were, of first-level characters going up against Charask.
Yeah,
that's definitely in here.
I guess it's in there.
So the adventures, by the way, are called... These are all based on episodes. Like, these are from the episodes. But our titles include Everyone Dies Eating Mushroom Souffle, Everyone Dies on a Lightning Train, Everyone Dies in the Heart of the Storm, Everyone Conveniently Dies in a Cemetery, Everyone Dies in Barovia, which is the Strahd one. But yeah, it's great. It looks like a lot of fun.
That sounds cool, and I will also say that in flipping through it, I found the artwork was really good. Like very much up to the quality of like core D&D books.
Yeah. All right, that is games.
Yep.
Let us talk about another kind of giant week of comics.
Yeah.
So
Let's talk about the
weird release. Weird for us. Everybody, this should be invisible to other people.
Yeah.
But Marvel, like they did with Fist of Khonshu #0 last year, decided to drop a last-minute book on us.
Yep.
We had no time to order it. We had to sort of jump on it, so we did get it. We get to get it to shelf, but X-Men: Age of Revelation #0 is a kickoff to their event that's happening in November. It is written by X-Men writer Jed MacKay, illustrated by Humberto Ramos, and it is a prelude to basically new Age of Apocalypse style rewriting of the timeline, except that where Age of Apocalypse was because someone had gone and time traveled and changed things, this is actually something that's going to happen because Cypher, a.k.a. Doug Ramsey, a.k.a. Revelation, the heir to Apocalypse after the Heir to Apocalypse miniseries, joins Cyclops' X-Men. Cyclops welcomes him in, and then it turns out he is following Apocalypse's plan. And this whole thing shows how it went from Revelation joining X-Men to Revelation turning the world into a mutant. He probably brought back his version of Krakoa.
Yeah.
But in so doing, in an even more... There's a thing called the X virus that is turning humans into mutants or killing them.
Yeah.
And
it's not just the people, it's the environment.
The environment,
the very air.
So he basically has made this a mutant paradise and a hell for everyone else. And it's going to lead into...
Sounds pretty cool.
So it's going to lead into 16 different miniseries.
Yep.
Like Amazing X-Men, Binary, Long Shots, Cloak or Dagger, Omega Kids.
Okay, that's kind of fun. They're having some fun with those.
It's the whole Marvel universe.
That is
I'm
what
gonna
they
be
did
honest.
during the original Age of Apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be completely honest. On a surface level, I should bristle at this.
I was very skeptical and downright unhappy about this idea.
And I like Jed McKay.
Same. Jed McKay's one of my favorite writers right now.
But reading this first issue, it kind of won me over very quickly.
Man, this hits me in so, like, I love a good alternate timeline, and I love a good here's how it happened kind of thing.
Also, I thought Humberto Ramos did a
This is some of the best art I've seen.
It's nice looking as I'm flipping through it.
Yeah.
You know, I remember, like, 15 years ago when he did some art for Messiah Complex.
Yeah.
That was pretty good,
Oh, I'd
too.
forgotten that was him.
Uh-huh. Not all of it, but parts of it.
But yeah, this is another kind of Age of Apocalypse where characters have gone through some shit and are changed a bit. I can't imagine Warlock is super happy with Doug at the moment, so I don't know where he is. But this is a really good first issue. If you're an X-Men fan and have some of that Age of Apocalypse nostalgia, which I do, that was coming out
And what's
kind
funny
of
is
like a time.
I don't, but we both really enjoyed this.
Yeah. I don't either, but I've been, as I saw some preview art from it the other day, and I was like, oh, that kind of looks cool.
Yeah.
Because I've always thought there's some cool looks in Age of Apocalypse.
There are.
And I was like, this might be a fun way for me to visit the era. Obviously, there's tweaks and changes or whatever that has happened, so I can kind of see it. I'm sure it's basically going to be new reader friendly, but I'm sure with lots of stuff for
And the back
a long
matter
time.
in this kind of gives you character glimpses of what some of the new looks are, and there's some neat ones in there.
Very cool.
Yeah, there's also, without giving away what the story is about, there's definitely going to be a little bit of that Days of Future Past time travel element to it. So, yeah, I dug this. I'm looking forward to the event now. We have it on the shelf. If you want it, make sure to let us know or come pick it up. It didn't run for any subscribers, really, because of that. We tried to grab it for a few of our All X-Men people, but if you want it for sure, let us know.
And if you want all of it, let us know in advance, because ordering is going to be fun.
Interesting, yeah.
You know, it just occurred to me that both X-Men and Star Trek, which I do think share some similar qualities, including having like very intentionally international teams in like the 60s and 70s.
And having crossed over before in the comics.
That's true. But they both had, I think, one remarkable time travel story early in their days. So, City on the Edge of Forever for Star Trek and Days of Future Past for X-Men that were so well received that both series became common-ish to have time travel stories.
Yeah.
I think because of one good story.
For sure.
Interesting. Okay.
Another big one this week, Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe. We have had several one-shots. This is a standalone miniseries, 5 issues, Jerry Duggan writing.
The one-shots were usually him versus a certain team or a character.
Yep.
And they're kind of contained.
Yeah.
This one is, I think, it's definitely a miniseries. I think it's 6 issues.
It is 5 issues.
5 issues.
It's Jerry Duggan writing and Javier Garron doing the art. And the art's really nice.
It is.
He's got sort of a slightly cartoonier style,
It
but I
reminded
really
me of
like
Aaron
it.
Cooter.
Yeah,
but
I
I
can see
don't
that.
know. I don't know who else to compare him to.
But the way they bring him in and the power level they're putting him at, like Godzilla attacking is a big deal. He throws down with Celestial.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that.
That was cool.
They definitely amped his power up a little bit. But it's a weird Avengers team, I will say that. But it starts off with the Avengers and the FF and is going to expand from there. And if you've been digging the Godzilla vs. Marvel, or if you just haven't and want to try this, it's a big release.
It's the G-Man's world. We're just living in it.
Yes. Star Trek Red Shirts is a new book from IDW. They just wrapped their big shared universe thing they've been doing. So
It's kind of a fun project.
they're doing some new Star Trek stuff. This is the first one. This is about a series of I want to say it's 12 different Red Shirts security.
I am betting that it won't be 12 at the end.
It will not be, but it is not.
Gags aside, it's not a joke book.
It's not played for the laughs. I was going to say this is about the writer Christopher Cantwell says that basically he's like he wanted to do a story about what it was like to be security, because we've seen Star Trek is a thinking man's book. They don't do a lot of action,
Right.
so what's it like to be security in this world?
Even the opening profiles of the characters are kind of cool. They tell you a little bit of what they're known for, what their specialty is, and there is one guy in there who's kind of the flunked out of like the physical combat portion of it.
Yeah.
And he gets the first page in which his face is being swiped by a Mugato. Yeah, the white horned ape, iconically from the original series.
He also has a peanut allergy.
But then there's some other people who are like real hard cases, and sort of the more thoughtful but cool type members. A lot of them are pretty skilled, phaser experts, sharpshooters. But yeah, it's kind of a survival story on this icy world where they're baiting a trap for a possible spy. But yeah, I think there's ultimately going to be both some sort of espionage elements, some survivalist elements, and quite possibly people won't all make it.
Then we got a lot of weird indie books this week. Image's book This Ends Tonight. Again, another Jerry Dugan with art by Jay Lee, who has not been doing as many interior art of late. This is some pretty solid art from Jay Lee, actually. It is. It seems to be about this like family assassin thing. I can't quite get a sense of it, but basically a girl is going out to for her bachelorette party, it seems like. She's in Vegas with her, I don't know if it's supposed to be her sister. Yeah, it's her sister, or her 21st birthday, and then people start attacking them and trying to kill them, and it turns out there's some kind of magic and murder, and she's maybe heir to some rich conspiracy family kind of thing, and it's basically a hyper run through Las Vegas as a bunch of people are hunting them down.
It says it's a 3-issue limited series which tells interconnected stories of violence and mayhem in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
This issue features two sisters as they are fighting their way across Vegas in a savage race to save their lives.
Okay, yeah.
Sure.
We have another weird one, Ghost Pepper, from artist Ludo Lullaby, which is looks like a little sci-fi post-apocalyptic thing. Yep.
Looks very anime influenced.
Yeah.
When I was reading about it to make the sign for it, they said it sounded like sci-fi post-apocalypse, but it sounded like they wanted some energy from Battle Chasers.
Okay, yeah, that tracks.
So yeah, you mentioned anime. I feel like that's almost certainly the case, but yeah, instead of a dismal post-apocalypse, it's a action adventure-y anime-ish post-apocalypse. Yeah. What else we got?
Another post-apocalyptic, Post Malone's Big Rig.
What a weird title.
Yep, that's Post Malone, the rapper.
Another song, another singer, yeah, because he does all the genres. He does country and stuff, too. It throws his hat in the comic ring. Gerard Way is do you dare to face me in the octagon, Post Malone?
Gerard Way is the king at this point.
Yeah.
But, this is, there's demons and the post-apocalypse and a big rig.
I was going to say, is there a big rig?
There's indeed a big rig. Nice art on this one. It's black and white, but it's a well-done black and white.
It reminds me of the black and white, Walking Dead.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Got a little bit of that edge to it.
Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon Nemesis, which is a spin-off from his Star Wars ripoff. I mentioned because it is Gail Simone writing it.
Oh, interesting.
And it has really nice art. It's a prequel to the movies.
That is some odd timing since the movies were a year ago.
Yep.
Something like that.
I'll say this.
Not well received.
They definitely licensed the hell out of that thing because my son's birthday was at a VR place, and their sci-fi is Rebel Moon.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They licensed that thing all to hell, and it was a lot of fun.
Okay.
As a shoot 'em up video game, turns out it works perfectly well.
Yeah.
As a movie, maybe not so much.
Maybe not so much.
Maybe that's what Zack Snyder should focus on, making video games.
That sounds right.
Red Sonja Noir. This is not what I thought it would be, which would be a riff on Red Sonja, but in the 1930s.
Or what if Red Sonja hat?
But it's just a vibe of
Oh, okay.
It's fantasy Red Sonja.
Okay.
She is not the femme fatale. I actually don't know why it's called Noir. It's not black and white.
I mean, Noir has stories of doomed people caught up in a hopeless web of
maybe
sometimes criminality or their own mistakes.
It just looks like a Red Sonja book.
Now I'm curious. I actually want to read it and see if I can divine that, because it's such a weird thing to say if you're not at least shooting for that.
I would have enjoyed Red Sonja and hat. That would have been my go for.
I think that would have been cool.
Red Sonja and a trench coat would have been more interesting to me.
Yeah.
2 horror books. EC's latest one, Catacomb of Torment, which has stories from John Arcudi, Marguerite Bennett, and Matt Kint.
Nice. Pretty good list, actually.
As well as David Lapham on some art, so kind of pretty good. And then Dread the Hall H, which is a one-shot coming out in time, I'm sure, for San Diego Con. Basically, it is a horror mystery set around and about Comic-Con. The running gag, which will maybe be too cringe for you if you've been to conventions, is a guy in a little half-ass Viking costume taking forever to ask his question.
Oh, no.
And instead, he's making a statement about how much the thing means to him and picking nits at the continuity.
Oh, my.
It was a little real for me. That was actually horrific.
Yeah.
It's a running gag throughout the entire book. They keep cutting back to him, and he still hasn't asked his damn question.
Oh, no.
So, content warning.
Yeah. Trigger warning for retail people.
Bring on the Bad Guys is his third one-shot, which is... These are all tied together. This is a mini-series, but these are all one-shots. This is Abomination.
It's a really good one.
It's a really good one.
It's dark.
Yeah. Wakanda basically lets him out of his prison to go find some missing Wakandan students, and it's very well done.
I'll check it out. I liked his brief appearance in the first issue.
Yeah.
So.
I wish Abomination was used in this way more often. This is a cool version of the character that usually is just written off as a bruiser.
It's a brute. Yeah, he's much smarter here.
It would be nice if they sometimes put in that extra thought.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is why I don't like things like The Bar with no name and stuff like that, is because it tends to reduce characters to they're just a thug with a gimmick.
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
sometimes forget that these should be like pretty differently motivated and characters.
Giant Size House of M is almost the wrap-up of Kamala Khan being traveled through time by an evil legion.
Yep.
This is her in the House of M world where the mutants have taken over.
I'd kind of forgotten how much I liked the House of M world.
Really?
There was some cool ideas in there, especially some of the side characters that I believe Christos Gage wrote as a couple of one-shots, or at least a miniseries.
This will wrap with Giant Size X-Men number 2. This has actually been kind of a fun little story I've been keeping track of. It's fun.
I like Kamala Khan.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, with the, we've talked about this previously, the sort of hook that she sort of, being a Marvel kind of like a fangirl, she knows this lore. So she's traveling around through iconic storyline for the X-Men. She knows how it's supposed to play out. She knows...
Traveling with a version of Legion who's causing chaos.
Yep.
Yeah. I think she wasn't like traveling with him until like the most recent one, I think.
Well, no, he was the reason she's traveling.
Yeah,
right. But they were actually like working together in the last one I read.
Oh, they're not working together.
But it was a loose alliance.
They're definitely not working together here.
Gotcha, yeah.
There's also One World Under Doom, number 1 through 4, get second printings.
Cool.
Which spell out Doom on the cover. It's pretty cool.
Each one has a big old letter.
That means we now have One World Under Doom 1 through 5.
Yeah.
So we have most of the series so far. It's like a 9-issue series.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that long.
But I've been enjoying it. Several second issues this week.
This was like the best second issue week.
A lot of good second issues. The World to Come, Marvel Knights, Joe Quesada, Christopher Priest, the Machinations. This is kind of a Black Panther book.
It is.
It's kind of weird it's just not called Black Panther the Future or whatever, but interesting. Death of the Silver Surfer, number 2. Robin and Batman Jason Todd, number 2. Really like that. Spider-Girl, number 2, which has her facing off with Lady Bullseye.
And I think a unique way. It's not just an adversarial thing.
Well, because she trained with Bullseye.
Yeah. I really like this book. Okay. Torm Grunbeck is doing a really fun job with the character.
Crypto, The Last Star of Krypton, which has a content warning. Don't miss it. Because this is kind of young Lex Luthor abusing Crypto.
Yeah, I did not.
We all thought this was kind of a weird choice.
Yeah, that's a bit of a weird one.
I did not like it.
Still nice art by Mike Norton. I'm sure that Ryan North's a good writer, but it was an odd choice.
Yeah.
New Avengers number 2.
This is my stealth pick of the week.
What's that?
It was my stealth pick of the week.
Really?
I had so much fun with this silly book.
All right.
I like seeing
They're fighting the evil Illuminati.
Yeah, and
the Kill Illuminati.
The Kill. They all have dumb names.
Yep.
But I like seeing some of these characters. There's a character that just shows up that was teased in the last issue. Yeah. I thought was a lot of fun. I think their Namor is a bastard that is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I actually liked the Kill Illuminati as well. They're silly, but...
It's such a weird book.
It's a weird book, and I shouldn't like it, because I bristle at the idea of the Illuminati at all costs, but it's been fun.
Imperial number 2, Jonathan Hickman's spacefaring big event thing.
Really good second issue.
And then on to the third issues of the week, Superman Unlimited number 3, which is a great Crypto story.
Yep.
Also features Toyman in a surprising way.
Yep.
Did you read this one, Dave?
I did. I liked it.
I really like Superman Unlimited. I'm really digging what Dan Slott's doing with Superman.
I agree.
It's a cool and interesting flagship book.
Yeah.
Kind of like the new Superman flagship of the moment.
Yeah.
And I think the coolest things about it for me is that while everybody seems in character, and there's lots of neat ideas in it.
Yeah.
They're definitely throwing out lots of cool ideas.
Yep.
But it feels sort of unpredictable.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I don't know what's going on with this toy man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's some interesting twists and turns on that. And
For
I'm
sure.
like, the weird stuff that's happening with Superman and Kryptonite, some really all the stuff with Crypto in this.
Crypto's
is
great in this one.
Also,
Raphael Albuquerque is killing it on art.
I love
So
that
good.
there's one of the, I guess, is this one of the new, one of the new reporters for the Daily Planet is, what is she like? It's almost like she's an intern from Gorilla City.
Yeah.
And is about to
She's going to run the Daily Planet's IT department.
Yep. And I think that's a cool thing. I like that kind of shared world thing. I'm like, Gorilla City has been a part of DC lore since probably the 50s or 60s when Flash went there. But the idea of like actually kind of let's integrate it some more is cool.
Invincible Universe Battle Beast #3. I think we're all kind of digging this one too.
It is a good trashy comic.
It is a trashy pulpy comic. Like all it is him rampaging, blood soaked.
There's a funny bit in this. I'm just going to say in the opening. There's like a whole battle fleet that's chased him down, and the ship's AI that's trying to get him killed. He's like, open the door, ship. I will face them or whatever. And the ship like opens it, but it's facing the opposite way. So when he like leaps out, he's like going away from them.
Yep.
And the ship starts like kind of taunting him. He's like, yes, that's right. I left it so that you just leap out on your own into the middle of nowhere, and they can all target you. And then meanwhile, the fleet is like, get ready. We're only going to have one shot at this. But one of them gets panicky, and they fire, and it like hits him, and it basically like kind of ricochets him back at the fleet.
But Dave, that leads to the best line of dialogue in the episode when the alien who shot is like, the guy, the commander is like, no, the force of the blast is sending him toward us. Who fired? And the guy says, I couldn't resist. He ate my father. He ate all our fathers.
Yes. That's the kind of book it is. That is the kind of book it is.
It's one of those ones that I hate to call a book dumb, but this is like dumb fun.
It's gloriously dumb.
Yeah. And Ryan Otley.
Oh, great art.
He's getting to draw all the monsters and
chaos
fights and chaos. The alien, the kind of like perpetually anxious looking alien who has agreed to work with him on the ship, but looks like he's afraid at any given moment he's about to be eaten, and could be.
Yep.
I love that alien's expressions.
Battle Beast literally devours somebody's head. I was like, yes, more.
Yep. It's a good time.
Yeah.
I have to submit.
It's a fun game. It's a fun book. G.I. Joe #9 this week continues the Baroness CoverGirl team up as Baroness has a reunion throwdown with Major Blood.
Yep, and I think we can say, because they showed up at the end of the previous issue, that the one of the hokiest of all Cobra villains is his name just Raptor?
Yeah,
Raptor, the Cobra Falconer.
The Falconer.
Former accountant, now Falconer.
Yep, which they definitely kept to because it comes up in this.
Yep.
He is on the hunt for him, and while colorful, they played his
dangerous.
Wings.
Yeah.
He's got wings almost like Sam Wilson as Falcon.
Yes.
And is much more dangerous.
Yep.
He is a good over-the-top villain, and it continues the comics tradition of kind of feeling like the sort of edgier version of the cartoon.
Yeah.
Where they're having some good fun with the silly stuff. While not letting it, they're never like making fun of it.
No,
I also like the character development for Baroness. It's an interesting little bit.
There is she's teetering on this thing where she's like, are there some decent human qualities in her, or how much has she kind of given herself over to being this kind of a completely immoral person?
Right.
And CoverGirl in there with her is they're kind of like on their sort of a road trip-ish thing. It is the energy to it anyway.
It's also a good spotlight for Blood. He gets some good moments.
Yep.
Enjoying it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #10. The turtles are together. They're all in jail together. It's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this book.
Yeah.
I've never been a huge Turtles fan. I'm a casual Turtles fan, but I'm really digging what Jason Aaron's doing.
There was an interesting and weird trial sequence in this.
Yeah. Yep.
And the possible cavalry is interesting in it.
Yep.
As well as some darkly funny stuff with like Donatello.
Yep.
Who has been their kind of weird, almost like their priestly type of figure at this moment, as he seems to be the one most able to commune with the dead Splinter.
Yep.
Represented by a dead rat. So
I'm going to try to speed run through this so we still have time to talk about Superman.
Yep.
Eddie Brock Carnage #6 continues to be good. Detective Comics 1099, Tom Taylor's Detective continues to be good. Los Monstros #3, the noir monster thing from James Robinson.
Yeah, kind of like movie monster noir.
Yep. The New Gods #8, again. Can't really tell what's going on in it, but I am enjoying it.
Yep.
I'm going to enjoy it all.
I haven't read that issue yet, but yes, I'm usually a little baffled, but also think it's really good.
Absolute Flash number 5, which has a different take on one of the rogues.
Oh, cool.
I'm enjoying this, and I still like their take on Grodd.
And there was also Absolute Batman.
There was also Absolute Batman. And then the free Aquaman Shark Week thing, which we may or may not have by the time you get here. But
Discovery Channel put out like a Shark Week Aquaman crossover. I thought this was surprisingly good.
Yep.
There's
don't sell it too hard, Dave. We don't have that many of them.
Yeah, we got 30. There's and people are gonna like leave an Aquaman thing behind that he's hated. But no, there's an interesting encounter with a like Discovery Channel like ship in this. A Aquaman's on the run with something that Orm, his brother Ocean Master, is trying to get, and the Shark Week people stuff get caught up in the war between them, and it actually I think has some like decent scripting in it. It's weird, just one of those things you wouldn't expect.
Sometimes people do a licensed comic and they're a good person.
Oh, plus the art is good in it. So,
okay, sure.
So there you go.
Graphic novel wise, there's 10,000 Ink Stains, which is a autobiography of Jeff Lemire, right?
Yeah.
We all like Lemire stuff. It's a big oversized hardcover.
Yeah, I feel like is going to be a good fit for him, but I haven't read it yet.
DC Finest Guerrilla Stories.
This is their reprint series.
It's actually science fiction, the Guerrilla World.
Okay,
but yeah, it's a bunch of like it's gonna be Guerrilla City and so all this weird guerrilla stuff.
The many weird guerrilla things of the Silver Age.
Yep. Grommets Trade, which is the was that Jerry Dugan?
Yeah, Jerry Dugan and I think they work together.
What?
Yeah, I think so. But it's their
autobiographical skating.
Yeah, like semi-autobiographical
skateboarding thing. Hello Darkness Volume 2, which is the Boom anthology of horror books.
Yes.
Namor, Last King of Atlantis, which again I think was Jason Aaron.
It was. I know that you in particular were enjoying that, and I was liking what I've read. It had more of his sort of big world building ideas as Namor's in a specific situation. Like in the first issue, he's like straight up in prison.
Yeah. But then he's dealing with the many kings of Atlantis, everybody, all the different realms and that kind of thing, which is a lot of it felt very invented by. I'm sure some of it existed before, but a lot of it was Aaron kind of inventing it.
Yeah.
And it's good. I think it was an 8-issue series altogether. It's collected in one big trade. Shade the Changing Man Omnibus. This is a classic bit of early Vertigo comics by Peter Milligan and Chris Bacallo.
Yeah, you can see some of the earliest Chris Bacallo work there.
Superman, Batman, DC Compact Edition. This is the Jeff Loeb, Ed McGuinness, Michael Turner. Reintroduced Supergirl. Had the big Lex Armor reintroduced, was during President Lex's thing.
That's right. Somewhere in there, Lex Luthor kisses Amanda Waller.
Sure.
I believe he's like kind of high on some kind of weird kryptonite juice that like gets him baned up.
Sure.
Loeb was kind of crazy
weird
in those, but also it was like bonkers, but kind of like with the kind of really high caliber art in there and flashy art that they had. It made for a fun series. So,
agreed. All right. We're going to take a break. Then we come back. We're going to talk about the new Superman movie. Okay, this is your spoiler warning. We are only talking about Superman. If you've not seen it, go see it. Don't listen to this.
Yes.
Listen to it afterwards, maybe.
Yes, that definitely should listen to it.
This is your spoiler. We're not talking about anything else. You can turn off the podcast. You're not missing anything else. There's no secret hidden scene at the end.
No, but we do wish you well.
We do wish you well. Okay, sure.
That's a little bit of Superman positive energy.
Oh, very nice.
See what I took away from it?
Very nice, yeah. Let's talk about Superman, which we all really enjoyed.
Yes.
I think on the spectrum of that we have to be in the different. Dave hated it.
Yes.
I liked it. Nick loved it.
It's true. That's right.
Which is funny because I think that spectrum, if you break it down across Letterboxd, I give it 4.5 stars and a little heart on Letterboxd.
And I just gave it 4.5 stars. I didn't give it a.
I loved it, and you only liked it.
Maybe so.
Dave,
I didn't rate it on Letterboxd.
What?
But when I do, What it's going to get is, depending on my mood,
I see.
3.5 or 4 and a heart.
Okay, all right.
Because there's a lot to like in it.
There is.
And, like, I don't have, like, a definitive vision of Superman.
Me neither. I just know this wasn't exactly it.
Right. And there's a few things I'm grappling with a little bit. And part of it is, in a weird way, is almost the same way I did with Smallville, which is to say, I felt like this Clark was a little, and Superman was a bit more impulsive and emotional at times.
Yeah.
And I kind of am used to Superman being a little bit more thoughtful, less easily baited, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I get that.
But it's not that but I'm open to that take too, because it's like he's a little bit more raw, but he's empathetic, and he has all the kind of qualities of humanity that you want in Superman.
I think it was really smart to make him a little more human. I think that there's such an easy criticism that people who don't like Superman throw at him. They're like, the first one is like, oh, he's too powerful to be interesting. Which they start this by having his ass kicked.
Sure. And then sometimes
just he's who's just that good? Who's too goody goody? Yeah. No, this guy, he has some emotions. He gets mad sometimes.
Right. He actually got flustered during the interview with Lois Lane.
Yeah.
But just to real quick say, it begins in a kind of a cool way.
Yes.
You talked about this, Randy. You said it opens with him getting his ass kicked. They do this kind of neat thing, which gives you a little quick bit of DC lore. They're like 300 years ago, the first metahumans
3,000
appeared.
years ago.
300.
3,000 years ago was the beginning of metahumans, a new age of God and monsters. 300 years ago, there was something else. I'm almost sure of it. It was like 3,000.
All right, we're going to go to the tapes on this because I'm pretty sure I'm right.
God, is it 300? I thought it was 3,000.
I believe Dave is correct.
Okay, I thought it was 3,000 and then 300, but you may be right because I don't know what the 300 would have been.
Yeah, no, I think because I tried to do the math at the time, and I'm like, was that like this? It's not this. It's older than the Civil War. I was it'd be like the Revolution.
The reason I thought 3,000, I thought they were setting up for like Vandal Savage and some of that stuff.
Well, all that could still mean was like that's when they first surfaced.
Yeah, but okay, anyway, I guess you're right. I guess it was like Old West and stuff because I was thinking 3,000.
The cadence of it, it doesn't really matter.
But anyway, 300 years.
300 years. Then it says like 30 years.
Centuries ago.
3 centuries ago. Yeah, yes. That's why in my head I was like 3 centuries. Well, that's a really long time.
It's 300 years.
It's 300 years, not 3,000 years.
And then they say like 30 years ago, Jor-El and Lara sent their son from their doomed planet to Earth. So there we go.
Superman is 30.
Yep. And then it's like 3 minutes ago, Superman faced off against this armored.
Lost for
3 months ago he appeared as Superman.
Right.
And then 3 minutes ago,
And then 3 minutes ago, it just says he lost his first major battle or something like that.
Yeah.
And then that's when it's actually the scene that you see. That's the first scene in the trailer. It's him, his ass knocked out on the ice, bleeding. And not quite what you see on the trailer.
It was in the second trailer.
Was it?
Yeah.
When Krypto comes to help him out. But Krypto...
Help is in, like, quotation.
Krypto's a hyper little dog.
He's a little shit. And he, like, hilariously bounces, starts leaping on the injured Clark.
He wants to play.
And Superman's like, ow, oh God, ow.
Yeah, and he's actually making it look like he's, like, in real pain.
It's like he's breaking bones, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, it is a continuously endearing take on Krypto.
Yep.
And I believe any of you who have ever had a dog who's a little bit of a misbehavior will get this.
Yeah.
In fact, I specifically told my sister, I'm like, you have to go see this movie. I know you're not the biggest superhero person. You need to see it for the dog.
Yep. I think putting Krypto in this and making this particular version of Krypto is Gunn's a genius. Like he will get, like you say, he's going to get people who would not otherwise go see a superhero movie.
It's true.
It won me pretty quickly with that opening
me too.
text piece.
I was in.
I thought that was really cool.
I thought that was a good way of doing it.
Even using the word metahumans, that's like a DC foundation since the 80s. Like they're kind of in-world word for superheroes.
It evoked a few things for me. It was like, does that mean Vandal Savage? Are they keeping with that as kind of the first?
It had a little bit of it had a lure there. Like, what's
but also we don't need to see the destruction of Krypton again. We don't need to see.
I'm glad they didn't do any of that. Yeah,
it wasn't the exact thing that that they did in All-Star Superman. The brave scientist,
Morrison did in like one page.
His 1-page origin, but it sort of clearly it was the inspiration for how succinctly you could do it.
And I think that is kind of the vibe of the movie. We were told it was they never said it was based on All-Star Superman. He just kind of said something about
one of the big. They always said it was a big influence,
but it has that vibe.
Story-wise, there's maybe a couple nods, but really It's the vibe.
What you hear is a lot of people saying this feels very Silver Age, but kind of modern too.
Yep.
That it's like the most comic booky of all superhero movies,
It's fun.
And it is.
It's a little weird.
I mean, people have also said goofy, and I'm like, it is goofy, but that's not a fault.
It's a little bit goofy at times. I mean, he saves a squirrel.
He does save a squirrel,
But that is also not just a gag. That is a showing you that this Superman cares about casualties.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I love is in the brief moment you see, I think they do kind of like maybe a sort of a bullet time slowdown thing when he sets it down, but it like scampers loose and does that thing where they like hug the ground when they're kind of nervous.
Yeah.
So it actually, the way it kind of like scuttled out of his hand was very real.
Yeah.
Like it looked realistic.
Yeah.
So as a framework for the story, that thing that mentions that international incident that he got involved in, 3 months ago or 3 days ago?
3 days ago.
Is the framework for the story. With Luthor then setting his own... he's got his own designs on things.
Yep.
Superman basically stopped a war from breaking out between two countries.
And Lois, who he, in this one, is not... She knows it. She knows the identity.
I love the stuff because we didn't know.
We didn't know she knew.
But he goes into the planet and she's sort of bantering with him and they're playing as if they don't know each other. And then we see him at her apartment and they've said they went on a date 3 months ago. Yeah. And so they've not been dating for about 3 months, and she knows who he is.
Yeah.
Yep. And they kind of have a bit of a laugh. They're like, we have really had Jimmy going or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll come back to Jimmy in just a minute.
Yes.
I think they nailed the casting. David Gordon-Sweat and Rachel Brosnahan.
Rachel Brosnahan is so good as Lois.
She's a really good update of the kind of Margot Kidder type.
I knew she was going to be good from Miss Maisel. But she was even better than I thought she'd be. The two of them had great chemistry. Like, I love this with Clark and Lois.
Yeah. They I think that's something is you want to see Lois and Clark that have some sparks between them.
Yeah.
And, as much as I do love many of the aspects of the original Superman movie, and it's maybe still in a way my favorite superhero movie, she was meant to be the Lois who was like, she like kind of was in love with Superman, but not Clark.
She's always trying to trick him into revealing himself.
It's basically as it was in the comics decades ago.
It was comics accurate.
And then in the 90s, I thought they really had made a smart move with Lois and Clark, where they're like, these people are in love with each other. Yeah. And they're cute together and stuff like that. And this continues in this, where you can see the clear affection between them.
Yeah.
And the way that they'll also kind of like... but get a little flustered by each other.
This is the beginning of their relationship.
Yeah.
This is that they haven't been dating long. They
don't know each other that well.
Yeah, and one thinks of himself as punk. The other one is kind of punk.
The whole thing about what punk is was a great little bit that I would never expected.
It's another key framing sequence, and we know from interviews that it's from something Grant Morrison touched on in interviews about All-Star Superman.
Yeah.
But he does an interview with her, or she does
Superman.
As Superman, even though it's really just him out of costume in her apartment.
Yeah.
Look at these modern kids with their relationships.
I'll also say there's a little ethical stuff going on with him interviewing himself for.
But the thing is, he's always done that.
Yeah,
and I thought it was funny for them to hang a hat on it. It was kind of
fun. A little bit.
I thought it was really good.
But like, they don't say like, Clark, you're moral. It's more just like, this is a guy who's doing the best he can to help the most number of people he can. Yep. And if sometimes he has to bend the rules a little bit, well, that's just how it is. Yeah. And that gives him a little bit more of that old school kind of Robin Hood-y or 30s era crusading Superman vibe.
Yep.
He's not a guy who's like beholden to the law above all else. He's beholden to what's
stopped a war regardless.
He's beholden to what's right above all else. But when Lois kind of asks him some tricky ethical questions about it, he gets flustered.
Yeah. Well, he gets mad.
Yeah, he does.
We don't see Superman get mad a lot. He basically yells at her. He's like, "People were going to die," and that's for him. He's like, "End of statement." Like that's it.
Yep.
I think that was honestly the movie's best scene.
That scene is great. The two of them talking and her interviewing
because it holds a lot for each character and tells you more about them than I ever expected to get from one scene.
Agreed. I also, the other characters in this, I think when we heard this casting and stuff, I was worried it was going to be overcrowded.
Yeah.
It's not. I think they did a great job with
I think that's pretty effortlessly juggled. Although I did think that a few times they were scene stealers.
For sure. Guy and Mr. Terrific both steal the scenes.
Yes. Yeah. I will say they take away from Superman a little bit in the movie. There's less Superman than you expect.
Yeah.
And I wish they had developed the characters a little bit more. With Guy, he's very one note.
Yeah.
He is in the comics too. I wish they had developed Hawkgirl a little bit more
I
as
can
more
see
of kind
that.
of a jerk. She's a jerk, as Guy Gardner is,
Sort of, but
in kind of a different way.
Right.
I think Mr. Terrific gets the most.
Yeah,
and even him.
I thought their Mr. Terrific was better than he's been anywhere else.
Well, yeah, but you don't
brought
really
a
know
lot.
anything about him.
The actor brought a lot of kind of to it, but some of it is just sort of attitude.
yeah.
It's very. He's got an attitude. I will say.
It's the kind of thing where it's like, oh yeah, James Gunn is like, I will explore this later.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, we're going to see more of that guy.
What's one interesting thing though? This Superman, while quite powerful, you know that's like Seinfeld bit where it's like one of his old stand-up routines, but it may have been on the show too, where he's like, why do they need the rest of the Justice League? Superman basically has the powers to do all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think that this showcase that it's like, well, A, he can't be everywhere at once.
Yep.
And that's a big thing, especially during the finale.
Right.
But also, like, while maybe overall, broadly, more powers than the rest of them, he can still get hurt.
Yeah.
He is threatened and in danger multiple
He's
times
also,
throughout this.
and I know, Dave, this is kind of a sticking point for you, he's not really like a planner.
Right. He's a little bit more impulsive
like
here.
Mr. Terrific is the guy who has the plans.
Yep.
And he's also, as willing as he is to be brash, he's not brash like Guy. And I think they highlight what he doesn't have, that he's not willing to kill, whereas Hawkgirl, 100% happy to do it.
Yep. And does it with someone who deserves it.
Yep.
What did y'all think of Nicholas Holt's Luthor?
Loved Luthor. I thought
it was
he
quite
was great.
good.
Yeah.
Because I think Gene Hackman's Luthor was played as sort of a campy, world dominant. He was playing like the comic book version at the time.
Yeah, he was basically all about world domination.
This guy is a spoiled, rich brat who could make the world a better place, but instead is all focused on the one guy he can't control.
Sure.
And there's definitely nothing in the real world that is a parallel to that I can think of in any way.
You know what's interesting?
There's a lot of real world
Gene
parallels.
Hackman's one, although kind of classically villainous, he wasn't actually about world domination. He was like land schemes.
That's right.
And
right.
money and stuff like that.
But it felt like more comic book villain.
Right. He had a secret lair and all that kind of stuff. This one is interesting because he is a crazy rich guy out in the open with kind of like right in the seen through all the windows of his towering penthouse sort of thing of LexCorp is his it's almost like his drone pilots basically. All of the people, his team, he's got like a team of sort of young dumb tech bros who are good at their jobs and like give Superman hell. But
the bit where they're all celebrating beating up Superman using their little joysticks,
they're basically playing a video game.
It's crazy.
But it's also like, that's got to be something about what it's like when you're in the room with the drone pilots.
Well,
I know they actually recruit from people who do video games.
The other thing I think is interesting is that Lex is like, except when he gets mad and he starts breaking things and making them pick it up, but he is like always pointing at them and giving them kudos. Like, he is trying to make them feel like part of his team. Like,
but it's never like I don't think it's I think it's not genuine.
Oh, it's not. But it has you're like, you don't ever do the like, why would anyone work for this guy? Right. Like, no. He pays me well. He gives me kudos when I do things right.
Right.
It's only when you see things start falling apart that you realize that he will throw you under a bus in a second.
He doesn't throw you under a bus. He just puts you in an alternate dimension.
Yeah, puts you in an alternate dimension
prison
forever.
where you're there.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is where he has some big comic book level supervillain stuff. Like the most comic booky things in this is Lex has a secret pocket dimension where he imprisons, it looks like hundreds at least of his rivals.
People who've wronged him, or the other governments are paying him to hold their
what was the
political prisoners.
Girlfriend? What did she do?
She wrote a blog post about it.
A blog post, yeah.
Yep.
Well, I like that there's that pettiness of like, she just imprisoned this woman because she wrote a blog post and broke up with him. And then there's also...
It would be like going after, like, just imagine, like, some sort of lower tier actress like Rosie O'Donnell.
Right.
Like, just imagine if you had,
would do that?
all the power in the world and that's what you go after.
On that? Yeah, it's very small and petty.
You'd be a maniac.
But at the same time, he definitely says, he's like, most of the people in here are political prisoners from other countries that pay me to take their prisoners. So I like that aspect, too. But the weird pocket dimension prison is really interesting, and that's where we meet Metamorpho.
Yep.
Their take on him I really liked.
I think it's going to be the birth of the Bleed.
Yeah, it's the Bleed from Warren Ellis's Authority.
Yep.
Which, speaking
I don't
of,
remember what the Bleed is.
it's a between dimensions thing.
Interdimensional travel.
Yeah. but they use the engineer from the Authority, but as a villain, very much a villain.
Yeah, basically she's a Luthor creation she's basically given up her humanity in order to have like nanites grafted onto her body that she can control.
Yep.
It was interesting.
The engineer as a character in the Authority was a good character.
Yes.
Right? Not a villain.
Yeah. So. Hey. Oh, it's our Authority siren.
Yeah. When we mention the Authority for a third time, a siren
will go off,
and you can't see it, but balloons have dropped from the ceiling.
I think that's spiked in the other people hear it. If you don't, we're talking about someone's car alarm, just like insane car alarm. Just
I was going to say it's like it's like a siren.
That's what we're referring to. If you didn't hear it. So, what did you guys think about the twist with his parents? The reveal of the video.
I mean, it's dark.
Yeah,
but I'm okay with it because he does have parents that kind of.
I happened to have been debating this with my former Trek podcast buddy, Fathery, who now does a Superman podcast.
Yep.
Just a few weeks ago, we were talking about our different takes on Krypton, and I was saying I don't usually like a lot of Krypton lore. To me, it's interesting as like a planet that's kind of like a warning, really.
Yeah. And cautionary tale.
Cautionary tale. And although I like, for Jor-El and Lara to be good people and stuff like that, I don't mind if they were kind of part of a darker society or something like that, because that's something that was in his past, and the Kents are his more immediate.
Yeah.
They raised him. And that was a big thing, though. That was in Man of Steel, the Superman that I most bonded with in the 1980s, that John Byrne did. He was kind of like, he would read the 60s comics where Superman would go like, "Great row," and just referring to the Krypton god, or talk about his Krypton heritage, and he was like, Byrne kind of felt it was a little bit of a slap in the face to the Kents. And, I think, I like the idea that Superman could, in some interpretations, be like, oh, I have this heritage, and I have this heritage, and they're both positive and good, and I think you can do stories with that, but that's not what this one is. This is one where he didn't know the full truth, but that his parents are like more invincible parents.
Yeah, they were like, go to Earth. They're all dumb and powerless. Just rule over them. Have a secret harem. Like, it's pretty evil. It's like, I don't know that we've seen a fully sinister Krypton like that.
It's
like,
the birthplace of Zod and like things like that.
Sure, but that's always been true.
Yeah,
but like My Adventure with Superman did a slightly villainous version, but it turned out not to be a villainous.
Yeah, Jor-El was not.
Do you remember they teased it on Smallville? But I don't know if I ever watched enough to see how it played out.
I think the reveal was that Zod was pretending to be Jor-El.
That would make some sense.
I believe that was with the reveal in Smallville. I don't think, and I could be wrong, I don't think they've ever done fully villainous.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, I agree.
I think you might be right.
And it was a nice little throwaway that Bradley Cooper was Jor-El.
Yeah, it was a good fake out, and I liked it. And I like what it set up for the ending, where it's like you see how important his parents are to him. By the way, I think they nailed his parents. I thought that the parents they brought in, like his mom being kind of clueless on the phone.
Yeah. You know what's weird though is these were more of the kind of like just folks kind of version of the parents.
Yeah.
I'm used to the kind of the take on them that's a little bit more. Well, actually, I guess I've seen a bunch of varieties. In the '78 movie, they were salt of the earth, but a little bit less rural.
But they're his moral foundation for sure.
Yeah, but like in like Lois and Clark in the '90s, they were like at some point Lois mentioned something about like a cell phone or something like that, and she's like, "Oh, you might not," or like a computer, and she's like, "Oh, you may not know what that is," and they like pull off like the dust cover, and they're like, "Of course, we got our laptop last week," or something.
Yeah,
and so you sometimes you have them as more sophisticated, and these folks look like they're simpler life.
Yeah, I liked that. I thought the scene that got me when I first saw it, just almost had me sobbing in the theater, was his dad talking to him after he was disillusioned about, he's like, I'm not who I thought I was. And his dad's like, he's like, your parents are going to tell you who you are.
Right.
And I thought that whole bit and him talking about how proud he was, that was really good.
Well, the actor who plays Pa Kent, Pruitt Taylor Vance.
I don't know who that is.
You'd recognize him. He's a character actor that's been in a ton of stuff.
Okay.
He's very, very good at what he does.
Well, I think the most important thing about the Kents, and this is like something you really can't change, I don't think, is that they have to be people who like no matter what their overall their sort of general vibes are, they have to be salt of the earth. They have to be a moral center.
Yeah.
And they really did accomplish that with this. You can feel the love kind of coming through with them. And this was a Clark who needed that at that moment. It's interesting because that's something is like I think the notion that Clark needs help sometimes. Might need to talk to his parents at times or to Lois.
It really upsets some people.
Some people are upset by that.
Really don't like that
because their main thing is they need him to be strong and like stoic and like rely upon himself, which is code for like, oh, keep your feelings in, don't express them, internalize it, and become bitter and shit. And I'm like, it was refreshing. James Gunn has as a guy who is like kind of, I bet he's done some therapy.
Yeah, for sure.
Over the years,
For sure.
and I think he's let's get the cards on the table, even if it's a little bit messy, and. It's a different vision of like masculinity. It's a good one, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's
agree.
a great one.
Yeah, I really liked this Superman. I loved his speech to Lex about he's like, I'm as human as the rest of you, I make mistakes. Like that was that's not the thing we've seen from Superman very much.
Yeah, there's actually some new stuff in this. I saw a friend's review. And he was like, I liked it, but it actually played it more safe than I expected. Like, I guess he thought it was going to be more...
more Morrison, more weird.
More weird or something like that. And I'm like, there's actually a lot of things in this that are kind of different.
I was going to say, I don't think safe is the right word.
I wouldn't have said that either.
It's subversive in some ways.
It's challenging because it's definitely dealing with some real world stuff.
Sure, you can go and you can sort of map some geopolitics onto this.
Very easily.
Or you can put your head in the sand and pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But sometimes things have a right and wrong answer, and that's what Superman is there to remind us.
But I think what quality kind of really captures is that, yes, it has darkness in it. There's even an assassination that happens. Like,
oh man,
that is like
dark.
Extremely dark.
Superman failing that close up was hard.
But it never loses kind of its upbeat nature.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what sets it apart from the DC that we've seen for the past 10 years.
Yeah, right. Well, you had the rather kind of thoroughly kind of dark, the whole thing, Man of Steel, and stuff like that, and other attempts to kind of recreate the Christopher Reeve thing, but I think they always kind of like forgot to like have some fun.
Yeah.
And this one has some fun in it. Like, I love the robots in the Fortress of Solitude.
Great, yeah.
And I love that he calls them Superman robots, which is like such a Silver Age throwback.
Yep.
He's like, Superman robots, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Alan Tudyk
is 4.
Another great voice role.
Gary.
Gary. And I know some of the other voices are actually known people.
Yeah, they were.
Wasn't his wife one of them?
I spotted a few names in there. I know that Michael Rosenbaum plays one of the LexCorp armor guys.
Oh, very cool.
I'm sure he was one of the lines when they were
There's also,
talking.
by the way, some bigger level sort of superhero fights and things and rescues in this than you usually see.
The
like
kaiju fight is good.
Fighting a kaiju, seeing the Justice League in the background,
Justice Gang,
the loser Justice League, the Detroit Justice League. By the way, that was a scene though that did kind of bother me. Superman and Lois are talking while they're fighting in the background, and I feel like Superman, any chance that people are in danger, he'd go out and
They
help.
weren't in danger though. I think that was the thing.
I think that because they did.
He said, "Did you catch what he said?" He said, "That's just an interdimensional imp. That's Mr. Mxyzptlk."
Right, I did catch that.
And so I'm like, he's not going because there's no danger.
Sometimes I feel like plenty of times Mxyzptlk can be shown to be dangerous.
I got the impression I got the way that he said it was like that he'd already been there and left.
Yeah.
He's like,
okay,
you guys got this.
Right.
You don't need me.
And
he needed a breather.
it did contribute to the idea that this is a world where sort of fantastical things can happen pretty commonly. Nobody sees like a giant robot go rampaging through the city and is like, what even is that?
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, get out of the way.
Yeah, here it
it's
goes.
one of those
It's another
attacks.
one.
Like a kaiju. It happens.
Kaiju, yeah, it happens.
But there's a kaiju. There's a flying superpowered armored suit guy.
Yep.
There's a big fight at the end with like crazy superhero stuff going on.
Yep.
Which I thought was really well shot and done. The fight with Ultraman, essentially.
Yeah.
Green Lantern takes on dozens of people. Mr. Terrific takes on dozens of people.
Man, the Mr. Terrific scene on the beach with the music. I forgot. Oh yeah, it's 5 years' time.
Yeah.
It's classic James Gunn, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, some good needle drops in there, including one very notable one near the end.
Yeah. And the Mighty Crabjoys.
I liked that take on Clark where he's like, yeah, he's got his music he listened to in college, but it was kind of like nerdy, sort of uncool music. Yeah, pop punk.
Yeah.
There's and amazingly, in the actual closing credits, they clearly got together a band and stuff and recorded a song from the fictional band that's his band. And he has a poster for on his wall, in his room at his house.
So
his parents' house.
I have minor gripes of things like where I thought it was a little too weird, or I would have liked more Superman, that kind of thing. Overall, I really loved this. My biggest gripe is that David Zaslav, who deserves no credit for anything, is taking credit for this, and is talking about what a great plan they have for DC. And the next two things they have coming out are that weird Clayface movie and Supergirl. And it was cool seeing Supergirl at the end. I like that take.
And I see people are saying, like, oh, she's going to be like, so this is our Supergirl who's like a horrible person. I'm like, no, she was on Red K.
Yeah.
She literally was trying to get drunk.
Yeah.
Because she can't get drunk anywhere.
What was the deal?
It's a nod to Tom King's Supergirl book.
Did they say that in the movie, though?
Yeah, the Red K.
I couldn't remember what they
Clark
said.
says that she was on Red K and...
No, he said she'd go to other planets.
I know, but...
They didn't say anything about Red K.
I thought they did.
They did not. They said she goes to other planets without a red sun, or with a red sun, so that she can, because we can't get drunk on our yellow sun. She didn't say Red K.
I thought
they said red sun.
But you do get this impression she's a little bit of
Space Party Girl.
Space Party Girl, yeah. Which I thought, this is the same kind of weird tut-tutting that they had about like Riri Williams and stuff like that. I'm like, it's weird. You can let women characters kind of like be bad girls and stuff too, and like it's not even like she's not even a bad girl.
Brace yourself! I'm about to say something good about Tom King.
Okay.
I believe that Tom King's take in Supergirl is basically that she arrived too late to raise Clark like she was supposed to, and so she kind of gets there. And she's like, well, what do I do now? And so she was kind of lost, having an identity crisis. And that's why she's like this party girl. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. I kind of like that take.
Yeah, I can work with that.
So I might try to read. You've read that book, right? Did you not like it so much?
Because it wasn't my Supergirl. But I could see how a version of that will work.
Is it like a rethink on her origin? Because I just assumed it was the present day and some story with her.
It is, but it doesn't feel like her. It feels kind of a little odd.
Anyway, that's Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which we're currently sold out of, but have like 10 of them coming next week.
The Supergirl TV show, which was quite good. Obviously we know they all slightly overstayed their welcome and all that, but in that, when there wasn't really a Superman show going on, she had a lot of normal Superman qualities. Yep. She had the hidden identity.
She was Superman for that.
She was Superman for effectively, and that's cool. I thought she did a great job with it.
Sure.
But when she's sharing the screen with Superman, it's more. I think it's going to be more interesting to have the version that we're seemingly going to see here.
But to sort of finish my thought, my only disappointment is that when Marvel did Iron Man, they were ready to follow up.
Yeah,
like they then did Cap and Thor. They jumped on it. I don't know if DC is prepared to do that just yet, because I feel like once they've done this, what I want to hear the next few weeks is like, yeah, we've got a plan for a Superman sequel. More of these characters you like. We're gonna figure out how to make Batman and Wonder Woman work. Like, I want them to expand. We're gonna do the Mr. Terrific series. I want the sense the universe is building out, and I think they're deliberately going a different direction.
They are,
and I kind of don't like it. I want more.
Well,
it's going to be
you
too
don't
slow.
like it as a concept, but you haven't seen it in execution yet.
Right. No, what I'm saying is, it's not what I want. Now I like this, and I want more of it, and I'm going to have to wait a longer time than I want to wait for it.
Probably so.
And I feel like that is a failure on Warner Brothers' part. I feel like that is not capitalizing.
They have failed to appease you with their marketing.
I think it's a wrong way to capitalize it. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: is they have like
I want them to announce that they've got plans for something like I thought Zaslav came out of no surprise the wrong way. He's like, yeah, next up, of course, is Clayface and Supergirl and the Lantern Show. And I'm like, none of that sounds like it belongs to this world. Maybe Supergirl.
Well, we know Green Lantern is, because we know that Nathan Fillion is involved.
No, I'm not saying continuity. I'm saying in tone and vibe. Yeah. Like yes,
Rennie wants the icons and stuff.
Peacemaker's going to be fun, I'm sure, but none of it feels like what we just saw in Superman. It's going to be more subversive.
Zany.
But it's not. It doesn't have that heart.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Heart.
So what do you call it? when I listened to that James Gunn interview, and I've mentioned this before a couple years ago, he said that superhero movies are getting a little ho hum these days. He's like they sort of lost what's made them special, and I think sometimes they make too many of some of them on inertia and not when they have like a really good story to tell. Yeah. He's like, my key, I think, my what's the word that I'm even looking for? His key planning thing is to only do a movie if they've got a good story to tell, like a great script. He thinks, and all that.
A completed script.
And I think he's like, this Clayface script, I know that he believes in it, and it's from Mike Flanagan.
Yeah.
Now, as the shared universe thing, which you're looking for, Randy, it does seem like, I mean, to some degree, they tried it before. They did a sort of half-assed version of Marvel.
They just did it badly.
And they did it badly.
I would like them to do it right.
But I think that his version of doing that is going to be we tell a series of stories that, yes, are connected, but we're not looking to paint that picture of a shared universe.
To give an example, for just as a hypothetical, if they had said, oh, after this, we're doing a Starman movie and a Spectre movie, and, I don't need the icons.
Yeah.
I need more great, different stories. And I don't know, Supergirl is like, that's Superman. I'm like, that feels too similar. And Clayface is way too different.
Well, you can actually, because...
But isn't the Supergirl one going to be essentially like this interplanetary story?
Yeah.
I think its energy is going to be very different.
I guess.
It is, but it's also... This is a different... If Superman's parents were very, take over the world and everything, how does that translate to Supergirl?
Sure.
She was supposed to be the age she is when Krypton was destroyed.
Yeah.
She would know if that Superman was supposed to create a space harem and take over the world.
That's true.
So I think it's an interesting take on her, because we'll get maybe more of the Krypton backstory. I know they've already cast her parents and stuff.
I'm not disinterested in the Supergirl movie, but I'm wary of it because of how Tom King based it is.
Yeah.
But I'm not disinterested. I just
we all remember that none of us are any fandom that we had for Mark Miller and Brian Bendis has kind of long since faded, I think.
Yeah.
But those guys some of their contributions to the Marvel movies ended up being channeled in pretty good ways, and they contributed some decent things within the movies.
I guess part of this is because Marvel for the last few years I've been watching them slowly. The stuff I'm excited to see keeps getting pushed out further and out, further out, and we're finally getting Fantastic Four. But I'm worried at DC. I want more stuff soon.
Yeah.
And my patience is not there for what's
Randy,
going to do
you're the reader who gets to the end of the book and is like, I'm ready for the sequel.
Yeah, what's next? That's where I'm at.
But I think they've got things in the queue for what's next. They're weird.
You know what I want though? I want the pitch sessions that Feige used to do. Yeah. Where he come up here's the next 5 years at
You're going to have
Marvel.
to get used to him not doing it.
I don't like it.
I think Gunn bristles at kind of that.
He does. Absolutely he does. And I understand it. I don't even say it's wrong. Just for me, that's my disappointment. I want that pitch.
I think a different vibe for DC will work better.
We have to see too. I'm theoretically maybe, but I'm Clayface has got to pay off.
Yeah, one good movie. We don't know where
Supergirl's got to pay off.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like they're not going to do any origin stories.
Right.
Yeah.
They're doing Clayface, which I assume means that he's been a Batman villain. Batman's a known thing.
Yeah, I would like to think that if they learned anything from the dumb Sony Spider-Man spinoffs Kraven and Carnage or whatever, all of those, Morbius, it's Morbin time.
Yeah.
It would be that don't try and hide their connection to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But it is weird that, I don't know, is the first major glimpse we have of Batman going to be in this movie? Or are they going to mention him but never show him? It's a weird take.
Because
they don't have Batman cast.
Well, no, but that is on the slate. Batman Brave and the Bold is going to be the film after
I would like to... I'd almost like to get get a copy of that Clayface script.
I'm curious, yeah.
Apparently it's pretty winning.
I'm sure Flanagan can cobble together, and I think all the directors they chose for these movies are interesting.
Yeah.
They are. Nick, any complaints on Superman?
Other than there wasn't as much Superman as I was expecting.
Right.
But it's a minor thing, and I didn't have a problem with tone or I thought it was a ton of fun. And
monkeys too much?
No, I thought the
love
monkey
the
sequence
monkeys.
was great. Crypto was amazing. I thought I heard some complaints that they overused Crypto.
Disagree.
I completely disagree. I thought every scene was great.
They were setting a new tone, and
Him
it
going
needed
after-
to be different from anything we'd seen before.
Yeah.
Him trying
and this
to-
doesn't feel like any previous Superman on the big screen.
Him trying to eat all of Mr. Terrific's T-spheres was great. Because, balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that he's Supergirl's dog instead of Superman's,
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
thought was a
good.
really good twist.
Yep. They pointed out that I've seen people say point out that their ending, rather than being that sort of Marvel bonus ending where you're like it's
just a
setting
goof,
something up,
yeah.
it's just kind of a goof, and I think that's also a fun change.
Of
of pace.
the after credit sequence with him and Mr. Terrific was
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like,
What does he say? I'm such a super jerk or something.
yeah, I'm a
like that?
super jerk.
Yeah. Right.
I like the camp.
Super
I think
good.
that
What was the thing that he said that he hates that really gets him riled from the
Super
internet
shit.
trolls? Super shit.
Yeah. They call him super shit. He hates that.
the only thing I guess my complaint is I don't want them to do the Matt Reeves Batman.
They're not going to.
No, they are.
No, they said it wasn't. They said that's
Well, not in the shared universe.
No,
It's
not
not
in the
a-
shared universe, but they're going to do it.
Oh yeah. Well, who cares?
I mean,
it's not
it's
connected.
confusing though.
Yeah.
I honestly think James Gunn is kind of like, people figure it out.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
It's
don't-
kind of the same way that, like, early Vertigo was in the DC universe, Sandman was in the DC universe, but nobody was too worried about, like, how does that fit in with Justice League International?
Right.
They're like, you'll figure it out.
I think
Yeah.
part of me is just because I don't like that version of
I mean,
Batman,
that's fair.
And I
Yeah.
don't want that to exist, but that's just me.
A lot of people like that one.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
So somebody who was like, that's the best one of them all.
Crazy.
That's the best Batman one can ever be. 3
All right.
hours of pure quality.
We should wrap up here.
yeah.
Go see Superman if you haven't. And if you
Yes.
have, why'd you listen to all that? We ruined the whole thing. All right. We'll be back with more next week. And until that time, yo, Joe.
Roguecast is a weekly podcast broadcast from Rogues Gallery Comics and Games in Round Rock, Texas. You can find us online on Facebook and at www.roguesgallerytx.com and email us comments or questions at roguesgallerytx@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.